I honestly don't know what to say, guys. I mean, 3-1 start, the first time since 2007, 2008, the Cowboys have started 3-1 or better in back-to-back years. That's really good, and that says something about what Mike McCarthy has done here. Now, I get it. A lot has gone through. A lot of questions have been answered. And listen, I'm glad that all these questions are being answered with positive results. And listen, I'm okay with being wrong on most of these things. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, at the end of the day, nah. Listen, to be honest with you, there's still a lot of season to go. Okay. Um, I predicted a 3-1 start. These next 2 weeks are going to be very telling about this Cowboys team. You go on the road, two straight games. You have the Rams and the Eagles coming up. They're huge games because, like we're seeing this defense progressively getting better and the offense is sort of coming into rhythm. Now, when Dak Prescott gets reinserted is the question, but look, 3-1, three straight wins, two division wins under our belt, something to be definitely proud of. Yes, we're still second in the NFC East with Philadelphia's victory over Jacksonville, but let's just take care of business of who's in front of us, okay? So let's go over this game. How I felt went right. What did I feel that went right? Excuse me. What did I think went wrong? We'll go through all that. So please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that other crap. So let's start off with the offense for the Cowboys. So the Cowboys offense had its moments here and there, okay? Cooper Rush, he had two interceptions, I believe. I didn't have the game on in my market, so I had to recap it. I believe he had two interceptions that happened but were negated through penalty. And they were both on decent amount of territory on our end. So that could have really lost you the game there. But hey, you got lucky, and now you kind of push through this game with Cooper Rush giving you a pedestrian game. Nonetheless, I mean, he had a relatively efficient 15 of 27 for 223, two touchdowns, no interceptions, and he only got sacked once. I think Cooper Rush has done exactly what I want to see, but it's clear as day that you can see why he's a backup, right? Yes, the offense is humming, and I think what's important is that when Dak Prescott comes back into the lineup, I don't want to see him this week unless the doctors clear him and he's ready to go. If they rush him back, I'm going to be pretty upset. Honestly, this Rams game upcoming, it's winnable. Will you beat him? I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens, but it's a winnable game for you. I'm worried that they're rushing Dak back again. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how the week goes. They said that there's a possibility he can play, but I wouldn't count on it based off of what's been said. So there's that. I could be wrong there. The running backs. I'm pretty disappointed in how Kellen Moore used the running backs. Yes, we ran the ball. If you remove Rush's two carries when he ran, you really have 27 carries for 62 yards. Not the most efficient day, but the Commanders do have a really good defensive front. So I wasn't expecting much from the run game. I think what you were going to have to do was pass the ball, and they did that. But what bothered me is that a lot of these the way we were trying to run the ball, it really felt like, okay, why is Pollard not out there? Pollard only had 8 carries in this game. Now, Zeke had 19 carries for 49 yards. He had a very inefficient day. But, I mean, he churned out some decent yardage for you in certain key situations, but I felt like Pollard was way underutilized in this game. So I'm hoping that we can move forward with that because, again, remember, what won you a lot of games last year was that combination and the hot hand, not you forcing one or the other. You go with what's the better. And luckily your defense is a lot better and is playing at such a high level. So there's that. We move over to the receiving core. Welcome back, Michael Gallup. 2 catches with a touchdown grab. It's awesome seeing him back. He only had 3 targets, he didn't have a whole lot of snaps. I will say too with Zeke, he did have the nice little 31-yard catch. So that's really good to see. Going back to these stats, I got to give a huge shout out to Noah Brown, man. Noah Brown with the longest reception of the day for 45 yards. I really like what I'm seeing from him. I mean, like, he's definitely stepped up. He feels like a legitimate 3 option or wide receiver 3 option. And I think that's going to push Tolbert to the bench. And that's no harm, no foul there because, look, it gives Tolbert more time to acclimate and he doesn't have that pressure. And I hate the fact that they pushed it out like he was going to be the Amari Cooper replacement. But if Noah Brown doesn't come back, you got Tolbert in the wing, which we know how the Cowboys do things. And CeeDee Lamb, man, 8 targets, 6 receptions, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Phenomenal game. He's been getting better every single game. I think since that drop, he's been really good. And I think that Lamb is on the right trajectory here. He has another touchdown. I mean, there's nothing really much more to say other than I'm very excited with what this core has to offer. I think as Gallup gets more reps, because Gallup, I think, bringing back that deep threat is key, and I think that you saw that in this game with some of the deep shots that we had to Gallup and the penalties that he got us to take advantage of. So there's that. Moving to the tight ends, I'm done with Dalton Schultz. I think that you can now. This is different, with when it comes to the money situation. I know people like to bring up a quarterback or other players here and there. The thing is that Dalton Schultz has not, and we have now multiple games of this. He hasn't played well. He's nearly costed you 2 games already. This game, it was earlier in the game. And the Bengals game, he has not looked good. Ferguson and Hendershot definitely are the highlights of the future. And I'm sorry, Dalton. I liked what you were able to do here, but yeah, you've just gotten yourself, you're giving the Cowboys an excuse to let you go, and that's just the end of that. But offensively, play calling, Kellen Moore has to be more consistent. This was a game where it felt like a trap game, and the Cowboys could have done a lot more on offense, but it really felt like they couldn't because we were doing stupid stuff. But then towards the second half, we kind of started opening it up a bit more. Kellen needs to be able to understand that, so I'm hoping that this was just a little rut, but I'm hoping when Dak comes back, we don't have this issue. Moving over to the defensive side of the ball. Donovan Wilson, man, he has been playing outstanding football. Him, Malik Hooker, have been holding down that safety position. And then when Jaron Kearse comes back, it's only going to get better. So I'm really curious to see how things go there. Lane had an okay game. Nothing to write home about. Micah had something towards the end of the game where he was grabbing his back, but I think he's fine. I could be wrong, but I heard he's fine. But Mike has been doing his thing. Yes, he didn't get a sack in this game, but they were like double or triple teaming the guy. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out on. Sacks-wise, Neville Gallimore, great game. He did amazing. And Dante Fowler, the 2 sacks by the Cowboys defense, real good. And aside from that, going to the cornerbacks, okay? Shout out to Deron Bland, man. He came in when Lewis got hurt with the groin injury. Got his first career interception. I'm very happy for him. I loved seeing him in the preseason, and he got his moment here. That's great. Trevon Diggs, another key interception. Hey, listen, man, he's doing great. He shut down Terry McLaurin, and, the pass rush and the coverage really caused us to wreak havoc. Now, rushing-wise, we got to do better. They ran for 170 yards on us. 142 yards. They had 170 yards passing. Yeah, Carson Wentz did not look good in this game. He was sacked twice. QBR 23.2. I don't really care about QBR. I mean, 25 for 42. You did the exact game plan. You forced him to pass. He made mistakes. And as a result, you were able to get the victory here. A huge shout out to Brett Maher, man. 4 for 4 on the day for field goals. I think his longest was a 53-yard. I think that was the first one of the game. And he missed an extra. Well, the extra point got blocked, so I'm not blaming him there. But he's been doing really damn good this season, and I'm very proud of that. He's only missed 1 field goal, which was at the end of a half that was near the 60 yards. So that's good. Anger had a really wild punt He had a shank. It happens, but it was just weird seeing it from him. Cowboys hold the Commanders to 10 points, and now I believe I saw the stat where it's like they're the first team or the third team they're the third team in Cowboys history to have had only allowed 4 touchdowns in the first 4 games of a season. Since I think the 90, not the 90, excuse me, the 70 and the 72 team. I could be wrong there, or the 71, 73 team. It's been a long time. But this Cowboys defense is legit. Every single game they've allowed less and less points. Now, this is a huge test versus the Rams because the Rams are going to be that litmus test of, okay, you have a decent amount. It's not like they have the same firepower from last year, but they have a decent amount of firepower. This is, aside from Tom Brady, and you can argue that this is one of the better quarterbacks that you're facing on your schedule. He's not a mobile quarterback, luckily, so that kind of goes into your advantage there. The Cowboys tend to struggle with mobile guys. I really think that the Cowboys do have a solid chance at winning this game. I think, who did they play this week? I'm taking a look at ESPN. Who did they play? They play on Monday night. I'm sorry. So I'm going to keep an eye out on that game because I'm really interested. It is a division rivalry, so I'm not taking so much into that because if you're the Cowboys, you want to keep an eye out on what's happening here. I think that that's the big thing. Cooper Kupp really has only been their key focal point on offense. Their run game really hasn't been the greatest. I think that you can exploit the defense a bit, but I'm not going to bet the house that they're going to win this game, but I would say that Dallas does have a nice amount of momentum right now. If Dak Prescott returns, I don't know. I mean, if he's 85%, I don't want him playing. I want this guy 100% ready to go and giving me better quarterback play. Because, listen, I'm guaranteeing you the first game that Dak Prescott comes back, people are going to be like, oh, he's rusty or this other bullshit, which, if I'm going to be honest with you, the game you do, this is how I think you should do it. You're 3-1, okay? This is a huge game because if you win that Rams game, it'll be the first time since 94-95 that Dallas has started a season 4-1 or better in back-to-back years, which is a key thing. But another thing is you're keeping pace with Philadelphia. So your goal should be to kind of keep pace, but keep winning games. Again, you need to stack these NFC wins, which I'm really annoyed because if it were me, I would have preferred to have lost the Bengals game, but have won the Bucks game because then you would have had you would have not lost to an NFC opponent. So that's huge, especially because if you're going to be a wild card, which could be a possibility, we still have a whole season to go. But yeah, I think that that's important there. Taking a look at the Rams on a real quick preview. Let me see if they have the stats as you're just probably hearing the playthrough. Matt Stafford has, and this is just not the Monday game, so we've only had 3 stats worth. Matthew Stafford has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. Their leading rusher only has 111 yards, and Cooper Kupp's just been pretty much their reason why they've been alive in these games. And their defense too. I mean, you got Aaron Donald and stuff like that. But my main takeaway is that the Cowboys look like a legitimate, decent team. I think that the litmus test is these next 2 games. And it's going to tell you a lot. If Dallas comes... So, in this next 2-game stretch, if Dallas comes out 3-3, I wouldn't be shocked. I think I had them at 3-3 because I think I picked the Rams and the Eagles to win because I think they're going to split with Philly. If you come out 3-3, I'm not upset because these are 2 tough teams, depending on the circumstances. If you come out 4-2, awesome. 5-1, I think that you are sitting well in the driver's seat of your destiny. I think that if Dallas gets to the bye week realistically at maybe like a 5-3 record or 4-4, I'm okay. This is the toughest part of the season. I think once Dallas gets through that, we'll be fine. But again, they got to go out and they got to do their thing versus the Rams. Congratulations on the win. We're 3-1. Let's enjoy it. But after Monday, let's get back to it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Again, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that other crap. I'll see you guys in the next one.